literacy lady talking about ages 5 to 6. This is basically the kindergarten phase. So what's happening during this period? Kids are starting to connect sounds to print to meaning. So they're all starting to come together. They're understanding that the letter A makes the sound ah. And they're also understanding that when you look at an apple, it has meaning. Or when they see the word apple in print, it has meaning. So what does early literacy look like at this stage? They are beginning to read simple books. They are sounding out unfamiliar words. So for example, these are easy words. Cub is a CVC, consonant, vowel, consonant word. And cub is easy, but they may not yet know that a cub is a baby bear. Take this one, dim. Dim is a very easy word. Dim. But they may not yet know that dim could be dimming a light. Another unfamiliar word, dud. So they're starting to see and learn the vocabulary behind unfamiliar words with the ability to sound them out. They should be recognizing common sight words and learning them. They're called high frequency words, and what happens is they practice them enough that they become words they recognize by sight because it's mapped to their reading and their brain, and then they start to understand them. So common sight words are things like or, must, get, and for. But we don't want kids memorizing these high frequency sight words. Instead, we want them learning how to sound them out so that they're getting practice on the decoding. What else do we want kids to be doing at this point? We want them writing simple letters and writing simple words. We also want them talking about stories and ideas. Remember, it's not just stories, now it's ideas. What are the early milestones for literacy at this point? By the end of this period, 5 years old to 6 years old, at the end of kindergarten, kids should be able to understand basic books and begin to start to read them by sounding out words, reading simple patterned or decodable text. A decodable text is where what they're learning, like DGE as a pattern, they're learning that in school and then they're practicing it. Midge steps past the hedge. So they're seeing that DGE and the DGE and the sound. That is a decodable. They're reading something that matches the sound patterns they're learning in school. Writing short phrases or even a sentence and demonstrating greater and greater comprehension through their discussion. So what can parents do? Read aloud, read aloud, read aloud, but read aloud now above their reading level and their understanding level. Just a little bit above because you're starting to teach more vocabulary and the syntax structure of language. They can listen to audiobooks that are a bit above them as well. That will help. Support early reading though without rushing and without hugely high expectations that makes them feel frustrated. Encourage writing for real purposes now. Write a label for something in your pantry. Write something as a note, 1 or 2 words that actually matters. Discuss stories more deeply now, not just what's happening, but the depth behind it. Why is it happening? What is happening? Continue to expose children to a lot of knowledge and information and celebrate all of their effort and all of their growth and never push them in a way that makes them shut down or feel frustrated. You want to keep this light and fun and exciting. Don't worry about the speed of their reading, reading a chapter book independently, or perfect spelling at this point. Have fun. There's so much learning going on, and kindergartners want to understand the world around them.